The VP1 reader controller has a lot of advanced functionality and flexibility, but for most installations the wiring will be very simple. Whenever possible, be sure to protect the reader controller from the weather by installing on the secure side of the door, under a sufficient overhang, or in an environmental enclosure box. Be aware that enclosures and building materials like a glass door versus a metal door may affect the read distance, which is typically 30 feet or higher. Also be sure to snip and cap unused wire leads of the VP1 of any bare wire to eliminate the possibility of accidentally grounding or shorting those wires and possibly damaging the reader controller. To mount the VP1, remove the small set screw at the bottom of the housing and separate the housing from the backplate. The backplate will typically be mounted to your wall, and the reader housing will mount to the backplate. Inside the VP1 housing is the circuit board, which holds a small capacitor. The capacitor, when fully charged, will hold the reader's time and date through a short power outage, although we do recommend also installing a UPS on site. Settings are stored in non-volatile memory and will be retained even if the capacitor is fully discharged. On the outside of the VP1 housing is the administration button and status light ring. The admin button can be used for many tasks, but is mostly used for resetting the reader by pressing momentarily and releasing. The status light ring will display different colors depending on what the reader controller is currently doing, but most of the time the LED will be pulsing red. To power the VP1 reader controller, use a plug-in transformer or a fused multi-output power supply that will provide 12 volts DC. Connect the positive line of the power supply to the red wire on the VP1, and the black wire will be connected to the power supply's grounding wire. Note that all ground wires in the system will typically connect to the same earth ground source. Once properly powered, the VP1 should display a pulsing red status light.